Number 1. When were you born?
I was born in 1985.
Number 2. What day did you come into this world?
I came into this world on the 12th of July.
Number 3. At what age did you start to crawl?
I started to crawl at maybe 5 or 6 months.
Number 4. At what age did you learn to walk?
I learned to walk at the age of 11 months.
Number 5. Why were you grounded as a child?
So I don't remember. Maybe when I misbehaved, I was grounded.
Number 6. What did your parents do when you misbehaved?
They just told me off, and that's it when I misbehaved.
Number 7. What age throws the most tantrums?
I guess that age about 3 years old brings the most tantrums.
Number 8. Why do kids want to grow up?
I think kids want to grow up because they think that adults are free and they want to be free.
Number 9. What do you think is the hardest part about raising a child?
The hardest part about raising a child is to give a good example to them.
Number 10. Who do you know that is adopted?
I don't know people who are adopted.
Number 11. At what age did you go to daycare?
I went to a daycare at when I was about 2 or maybe 3 years old.
Number 12. At what age did you go to kindergarten?
It's the same here, kindergarten and daycare. So I went there from 3 to 6 years old.
Number 13. What college did you go to?
College. My college, it was a university. It was called Ksenia Social Technical University.
Number 14. What was the best moment of your teenage years?
The best moment of my teenage years, I guess, was when I was about 16 or 15 or 16. I was working on a radio station. Once a week I prepared a program for an hour, and I worked there once a week.
Number 15. Who do you hang out with the most?
Now I hang out with my children and with my family the most.
Number 16. What high school did you graduate from?
The school which I graduated from was called Ksenia Technical Economical Lyceum.
Number 17. How did you get your first job?
Well, I tried to get a job, and the first one was I was trying to translate something.
Number 18. How much is it to rent an apartment in your city?
You should pay about 50 or 60,000 to rent an apartment.
Number 19. When was the last time you dated somebody?
Well, the last time I dated somebody, actually it was my husband about 13 years ago.
Number 20. Who was the first person you fell in love with?
Perhaps it was the boy in the kindergarten.
Number 21. When do you think it's acceptable to get engaged?
I think it's acceptable to get engaged when you feel grown up enough.
Number 22. When do you think it's acceptable to get married to somebody?
I think it's acceptable to get married to somebody when you have a job and you can when you can get money to take care of this person.
Number 23. At what age would you like to start a family?
Well, I started a family at the age of 21.
Number 24. Would you rather settle down or explore right now?
Well, actually, I don't know. I would like to explore, but I'm afraid that's why I choose to settle down.
Number 25. How long is a woman pregnant for?
A woman is pregnant for 9 months.
Number 26. How many kids did your mother have to look after?
My mother had to look after 3 kids.
Number 27. Why do some couples get divorced?
I think that some couples get divorced because they don't understand each other anymore. So they get divorced.
Number 28. What is a reason a parent would kick their child out of the house?
Well, when it's time for a kid to be independent, their parents should kick him out of the house.
Number 29. Why do some couples get remarried?
I think that people understand that they can't live without each other, so that's why, well, they just can't find somebody better than his or her previous ex spouse.
Number 30. When did you have the time of your life?
Well, I guess it was when my daughter was very, very young, and that time I had the time of my life.
Number 31. Why do citizens join the army?
I think they join the army because it's obligatory in our countries to join the army at the age of 18 for young men.
Number 32. How do you think soldiers feel when they return from the army?
The soldiers, when they return from the army, I guess that they miss their parents, their house, so they are very, very happy to return.
Number 33. What do you have a hard time doing?
Well, it's really difficult for me to answer. Maybe when I was at school, because I didn't like a lot of subjects like maths and so on, and I had a hard time studying there.
Number 34. At what age would you like to buy a house?
Well, I would like to buy a house right now, but I can't.
Number 35. If you could move to another country, which one would it be?
If I could choose, I would probably choose Canada, because Canada was my dream from the teenage years.
Number 36. How often do you get sick?
Well, I don't often get sick, really.
Number 37. Where do you like to travel to?
Well, I would like to travel to Canada, to Russia, to the United States, especially to see those great, big, really gigantic trees, sequoias.
If you could go abroad anywhere, where would you go?
Again, the same. Well, I would like to go to Europe too.
Number 38. What happens to your body as you get older?
Well, as I get older, my body gets more wrinkled, perhaps. And as for me, I get thinner because I used to be rather fat.
What is your favorite part about watching a child grow older?
My favorite part about the child grow older when my children can express their thoughts in a very complicated way.
Number 39. Why do most people not want to get old?
I think most people don't want to get old because they are afraid to become weak, become lonely, become dependent on somebody.
Number 40. When will your parents become grandparents?
My parents became grandparents when at about 40 and something. They weren't even 50.
Number 41. Who often gets put into nursing homes?
I think old lonely people are often get into nursing homes.
Number 42. If you looked back on your life, what would be your biggest accomplishment?
Well, again, the biggest accomplishment of mine would be my kids, maybe my family, and maybe my studio.
Number 43. What do you think happens when someone dies?
Well, I believe in reincarnation, or how is it called? And I believe that our souls, they born, they become another person. So we just move our bodies, but we have souls, eternal souls.
Who do you know that has passed away?
Well, both my grandfathers and my grandmother have already, no, not have. So they just passed away.
Number 44. How does one become a widow?
Well, when his or her somebody's spouse passes away, he or she becomes a widow or a widower.
Number 45. What do you do to celebrate a birthday?
Well, when I want to celebrate somebody's birthday, just cook a lot of food and invite all my relatives to the house.
Number 46. Do you think it is easy or hard to make friends?
Well, for me, it's very difficult. It's very hard to make friends. And so my friends are my family and my husband. I don't have a lot of friends.